Epstein files contain serious, unverified allegations against President Trump.
What if some of the most explosive documents in the Epstein files were deliberately held back? Today, we're breaking down exactly what was just released and why it's sending shockwaves through Washington. The Department of Justice just released 3 FBI interview memos, and here's the kicker. They were missing from the earlier Epstein file releases. These memos document 4 separate FBI interviews with a woman who makes serious, unverified allegations against both Jeffrey Epstein and President Donald Trump. Now, and this is critical, only one memo was included in the initial document dump. That first interview, she made allegations only against Epstein, no mention of Trump. But the 3 additional memos that were quietly left out, those are a completely different story. In those memos, the woman describes being introduced to Trump. She alleges he cleared the room and then made a deeply disturbing comment before an alleged assault took place. She also told agents she bit Trump in response, and claims she was struck and thrown out. In a third interview, she said she was receiving threatening phone calls. And by the 4th interview, she told investigators she was questioning why she was even coming forward at all, because the statute of limitations had already passed. Now, before we go further, President Trump has consistently and strongly denied any wrongdoing here, full stop. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt came out swinging, releasing a statement calling the allegations, quote, completely baseless, backed by 0 credible evidence. Leavitt also made a pointed argument. If these allegations were credible, why did the Biden DOJ, which held these documents for 4 years, do nothing with them? That's a question worth sitting with. But here's the problem that's fueling public outrage on both sides of the aisle. Why were these memos missing in the first place? That question is exactly what Congress is now demanding answers to. In a stunning move, the House Oversight Committee voted to subpoena Attorney General Pam Bondi. And here's what makes it truly remarkable. 5 Republicans broke with their own chairman and joined Democrats to make it happen. The subpoena centers on how the DOJ under Bondi handled the redaction, processing, and public release of the Epstein files after Congress had mandated full transparency. The problems with the DOJ's handling of these files? They're hard to ignore. Victims' private information was exposed due to redaction failures. Significant documents are still unreleased, and Pam Bondi herself famously claimed about a year ago that Epstein's client list was sitting on her desk, a list that never materialized. Joining CNN anchor Jake Tapper was Annie Farmer, a verified survivor of Jeffrey Epstein and one of the most prominent voices in the fight for accountability. She said she was glad to see bipartisan support for subpoenaing Bondi, but expressed deep frustration at the way the hearing process has gone so far. When Bondi appeared before the Judiciary Committee, Farmer says she refused to even acknowledge survivors, deflecting questions and offering no real answers about how the document release was so badly mishandled. Farmer also noted something striking. While foreign governments are opening investigations, holding powerful figures accountable, even implicating a former member of the British royal family, the United States appears to be doing comparatively little. She was recently invited to the State of the Union address by Congressman Robert Garcia, a Democrat who has championed the Epstein investigation in the House Oversight Committee. She described the experience as challenging, sitting through a presidential address knowing survivors were in the room and that their presence was being completely ignored. But she made one thing clear: we're not going away. Explosive new FBI memos have surfaced, ones that were conspicuously missing from earlier releases. The White House denies everything. Congress is demanding accountability, and survivors are watching every move. The subpoena of Attorney General Pam Bondi could be a turning point or another dead end. We'll be watching closely. If you want to stay on top of this story as it develops, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What questions do you think Congress needs to be asking? I'll see you in the next one.